Welcome, everybody, to the Serial Talk podcast, not to be confused with Serial Podcast. This is our second one. Mm-hmm. It's our second one, and we have some sponsors today, actually. We're super official. We have, number one is Waya Apparel, all of your adventuring outdoor survival gear, survival t-shirts. So check them out. Link is in the description. Gally, do you have anybody?
Yeah, and Perea Coffee Company. It's a specialty food truck serving coffee in Tulsa, Oklahoma, along with like baked goods, things like that, from local vendors. So catering, weddings, things like that. Be sure to give them a follow on Instagram or Facebook, things like that, and yeah, you can check it all out. But again, that's in the description as well. So
we're super official.
And speaking of, we do have Instagram up, and so if you're not listening to this on Instagram or from Instagram, go ahead and follow our Instagram. It's Serial Talk. It's at Serial Talk Pod. It's still in the works, but it'll get there, and very excited to get that rolling as well.
Do we have a Facebook?
We
is that dumb to have? Should we have one, or is
we
that
should
dumb?
have one because there's a lot of I think business things. I
think we should.
On it.
And then we also have a YouTube at Serial Talk Podcast. I assume this is where you're listening to, because this is where we kind of linked everything to. But in case you're not, in case you're listening to it from Instagram, link I'm sure is in the bio. Go for it. Check us out there. Leave comments, likes, and yeah, we're super official now, guys.
Getting there.
How many plugs we got? Sponsorships. We're awesome.
We're rolling.
So, we want to talk about those games that we do. They didn't get to hear about the games.
Oh, yeah. This is our friend group. You heard a little bit about our friend group before, but...
That's been... How long has all of us been together? So, like, the core... I don't know. There's what?
6, maybe?
6, 7?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Probably, sophomore year.
At least...
Absolutely.
I would say sophomore year.
Of high school. Not college, of high school.
So, how many years is that?
And rolling through. That's about 7.
Probably.
7?
Yeah.
7?
7 plus.
That's a long time, y'all.
It is.
We've
Good
done
7 years.
We've done some stuff.
Especially to retain the same number for the most part and same core people.
Yeah.
That's a while.
To not piss each other off so bad that we're done hanging
Absolutely.
out with each other.
Right.
And being able to, like Gally went off to basic training and he came back, and then it's like you catch up right where you were. You're not just, starting over. Right. Nothing's awkward when
Same
you come
thing with
back.
college.
Absolutely.
When I went to OSU, or, Davis is at New Mexico, Deanne was at OSU, you were at SBU. I mean, we're all kind of spread around. We're still able to kind of retain it. So
absolutely.
It's been fun.
What jobs that don't allow us to hang out with friends.
Yeah, we lost you there for a little bit.
Yes.
But
Speaking of.
Yeah, so tell let's talk about
Shank.
Shank.
Yeah, I'll start. I'll go ahead and start with the Shank since I did create Shank. I'm just kidding. I don't know who created this. To be honest,
Well, you got to take credit though.
I don't.
It's not
I'm just
a credit thing.
we talked about it the other day. But so our group of friends have always, in our minds, I see us as like a super fun group to hang out with. And if an outsider comes and hangs out with us, I like to think of us like, I want them to leave and be like, wow, they're a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we'll introduce this usually to people that come hang out with us. But we have a certain amount of games that we just randomly play. And one of the 5 that I have down, or one of the 4, I guess, that we play is called Shank. And so even that, it triggers something in my mind that we need to.
Yeah,
so,
I had to hold myself
me too.
From stabbing Gally. You're the one who said it. I almost got stabbed in the throat, Gally.
So you're with a group of friends, okay, and you're playing this game called Shank. And so you're with your group. It could be a group of 3. Someone can randomly decide to say the word Shank. And all of a sudden, it's a battle royale type of shanking game. Everyone has their invisible knives, imaginary knives, and we all try and be the winner.
Knives.
Hold
on.
Knives.
Yeah, there's a V.
Whatever. Okay. Knives. I'm going to say with F just because you said V.
Go ahead.
But anyway, so then that person that says shank becomes the ref. Okay, so number 1 rule is if anyone stabs the ref, then they are automatically out. They're dead. They're out of the game. So the ref is safe. He's refereeing the rest of the game. Whoever is the last man standing to stab that person with their imaginary knife is the winner, and the only thing you win is really just pride of that you won that one. So
yeah, it gets pretty intense though.
It does. You have people running, like in high school, we were running all around, the cafeteria just trying to win. So it could be there, it could be in the middle of Target, it could be in the middle. You never know whenever someone's going to say shank.
One of the best things is when you bring on new people and they start to get into it. Because it can get serious.
Yeah.
Trinity, Blake freaking punched Trinity the other day doing it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, like hard. And it's Blake, too. He felt terrible, but he's straight up like...
We got to win.
Bah!
You feel terrible, but you do get the W at the end, so you're
It doesn't...
cool.
Yeah, like, you're like, whatever, I'll take that over not having
So
it.
we have Shank, and then we also have Draw. These would be the two most popular.
Absolutely.
So Draw is very similar, that there's still a referee, and it's still everyone for themselves. However, you have to start with a imaginary holstered pistol. On the count of draw, you would draw your weapon, and you'd have to shoot. Pretty much, you have to just be faster than the other people, basically. That one becomes a little, sometimes people aren't fully holstered. Sometimes people all of a sudden have like a machine gun. It turns into a little bit, of subjective, refereeing. But
a machine gun? Where does this ever happen?
I
have never seen this happen ever.
People like draw and then like...
That's you. Oh, I see what you're saying, because they draw and they just keep doing like the...
Right.
Yeah,
okay. Sure,
I see
you
what
could
you're
do that
saying.
in real life, I guess. But, and so that's another one that's pretty fun. And these would all be, like they started in the cafeteria at our high school union, just kind of randomly. And it's fun because you'd be with, say, one group of people just talking, and, be all spread around the cafeteria. And it's not even a cafeteria. It's like the common area.
It was like the...
in between all the
That's
classes.
The best.
Like
It wasn't the hallways, because it was more like a big...
It was outside of the library.
Courtyard.
Like
common area. I mean, that's the only thing you could call it.
But
lobby.
Even if you were like in another... lobby. If you were in another area and you called it...
If you heard it and you were across the school, if you heard it audibly...
If you heard it, you would
have to go.
Yeah.
You would have to. And if you were the last person standing... I mean, you even have to like take out people that aren't playing just in case.
Right.
Just in case you have to take them out, because you never know who figured it out.
That's right. And it's easy to kill the ref. That's another thing, is you get so on edge that
you hear the word and it's cha-cha-cha-cha, and you kill the ref and you're done. You may have knocked everybody out, but if you get the ref, you're done.
Can't get the ref.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I was tuned out for a second. I accidentally told Zach Fisher, one of our friends who have been part of this group before, that I would throw with him today and met yesterday. So, little side story there.
Throw what?
Throw football.
Cool.
Throw catch.
Throw what?
Catch. Throw some
He
routes.
does
What's he throwing?
Throws footballs
Those
around.
footballs, yes. But to go into the next game, this one we don't play as much, but it is still like a fun one that we have just kind of in our pocket. It's called Mr. President. We actually got this one. I think we got it online. I found it online and introduced it to the group. But
The
basically,
other ones we developed, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody did.
Someone in our group, and it could have had changes within it, but we all developed it, and as well as another one. I guess we'll introduce that one first, which is called Pilot.
That one's the most recent.
This is the most recent one we've created.
We haven't done it. Nobody's done it.
We haven't done it, but it's there and it's ready to go. So you've heard of shotgun, and
As in like calling out shotgun.
Calling out shotgun of the car, and that's a very big rule in our group that we don't take lightly. If you call shotgun, you have shotgun. It doesn't matter. Usually, doesn't matter whose girlfriend is there. They're still sitting in the back if someone else calls shotgun.
Yeah, that's how it should be. But we've seen too many times in the past it doesn't happen.
People buckle, but they shouldn't.
Yeah. So, but we added 2 shotguns. So it's just kind of like an additional thing, 2 shotgun that
it was so the driver could play.
It's so the driver could play. Because if you're the
everybody.
driver and you're like walking down a Quick Trip or the gas station, as we call a gas station, you're like, oh man, I wish I wasn't driving. I'd call shotgun right now. As just like the first thing pops in your head. And so the driver plays. If the driver comes out, he says pilot. Now, for the other people that are riding in the car to get shotgun, to ride in the passenger seat, they have to run up to the car and tag it. And the first person to tag the car gets shotgun.
Instead of them saying shotgun.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that was I think you get credit for this one because you came up with this one.
And see, this is the game that I don't like, because I've always prided myself on being we're always thinking about shotgun even when I'm eating. So I come out of a restaurant, I'm always ready for shotgun. And
Gally
I do pretty
is,
well
though.
at it. I'm really good at shotgun. So when you start adding in this, we have to be fair to everyone else. No, not really.
No, it's if you still get outside before he gets to say pilot, you say shotgun, you still get it.
I still get it if I come. So if I'm the first one outside, I call shotgun. It mitigates pilot. Yes.
Yeah.
But if you come out first and
he
say
says
pilot,
and you would have to race
I
to get this car.
That's okay then.
Yeah.
I don't mind that as much.
Well,
I thought it was
that's
like
pilot.
the shotgun was gone.
No. Pilot is very. It has the same rules as shotgun basically. Whoever, if you say it first, then that's you. But
That's fair. Okay, I get that a little bit more.
yeah. But going into the next one, we already mentioned it, Mr. President. So you have your group of friends there. You're sitting around. One person starts this, and so I mean they're not really the ref, but they're part of the gang and so the game. And so you come in, you put 2 fingers up to your ear like you have an earpiece, like a security guard of the president would have.
Secret Service.
Yeah, Secret Service. Sorry,
Not security guard.
yeah, security guard. Like a Secret Service of the president would have, listening to earpiece. And the last person who doesn't put up their hand to their earpiece is the president. And then everyone else says, "Get down, Mr. President," runs over and tackles the president to the ground. Yeah. This is a more of a rough one because, you're tackling the person. We really don't. We probably
played like 6 times total.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, but it's still fun. It's kind of a, it's still
one
there.
of our games.
Absolutely. So, that's some of the games that we
there's one more, though, that is probably the most fun game, which is so if you've ever played a variant of like hide and go seek or something in the dark, most people have their own like mini games like that. It's called Murder at Midnight. It's for us,
but this isn't ours exclusive art group.
Well, we might be the only.
We were introduced this by other people.
Sure, but I feel like we'd be the only ones that would continue to play it. So there's other people that
23-year-olds playing Murder at Midnight. That would be us. Just saying.
Other people created this game. I don't know who did. I don't even know if it was our group that did, like the people in our group, or if it was like a.
I think it's like a
big thing.
So if so, let me just summarize what it is. So you have
just tell them about games.
However many people you have. Say we have 10 people. You have 10 cards, just regular playing cards, and within that stack you would have 2 aces. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 3 if you wanted, but those are going to be the killers or the murderers. So you shuffle that, and nobody knows who is anybody else. So everyone gets their own card, and you're supposed to look at it on your own, memorize it. And if you're an ace, you're a killer. Otherwise, you're just a regular person. So then all the lights go off, and everyone goes and hides within this certain area. So you might think, "Hey, I'm hiding with Farquhar," and like, "Hey, are you a murderer?" And you're like, "No, I'm good." Like, okay, well let's be careful and stuff. Well, if he's the murderer, all he has to do is he just takes his hand and just right across your throat, dead. So if he does that, then you just have to flop. You're done. You can't talk, you can't move, anything like that. So you flop right in place, and it's his job to either link up with the other murderer or just kill everyone outright.
You can hide the bodies too, like if you.
So you can hide the bodies too, which is cool. So you can if you kill someone in a hallway, you can just drag them into a bedroom. You're not supposed to shut the doors, but that's happened before. But you just haul them into the bedroom.
Games so actually pretty brutal.
It's a crazy one.
As you're talking about, I remember us playing and how much fun it was.
There was a time I walked into a room and I saw 3 or 4 dead people. It was just a scary feeling. But so what happens then is the murderer goes on his little rampage as long as he can until someone yells out "Murder at Midnight" or they yell out whatever to declare that they found a dead body. So if Farquhar's dead and Colt killed him, I don't know, maybe I didn't see Colt do it or I did. I see Farquhar on the ground. I yell "Murder at Midnight." So then the lights turn on.
No, you yell "Body."
Body.
Body.
That's right. After that, the lights go on and everyone goes to a court. So the dead people are dead, so they can't say anything. But everyone else goes on a trial.
I want to play this game again.
I missed it.
Everyone else goes on to a trial, and they go in like a circular order and say who they think killed blah, 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 why. So if I saw Colt do it, I'd be pretty emphatic that Colt did it. If no one else saw it, Colt could be just as emphatic with me. If Colt and another dude were murderers, they could team up and be like, "Hey, we got to get this dude out." So whoever is determined to be the killer or responsible or who's accused is also killed or sent away, so they can't play. So a lot of times it'll be wrongfully accused people, or you might be able to convince people. So it's similar to Werewolf, like the card game or whatever that people play. It's just kind of in real life as well. So then you go back and you do that same thing. Then the murderers stay the murderers, but everyone goes back. The lights go back off, and then that resumes. So the murderers end up killing everyone, or there's more murderers left than there are good guys at the end of it to have a trial. Then Murderers win. If the good guys end up convicting the right guys that were the murderers, they win. So highly recommend it. It's super fun.
We play round after round after round.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
It gets super.
It gets intense. We go all night.
The only problem, like nowadays, though, is you can't play that in our 2-bedroom apartments or 1-bedroom.
No,
house.
you need. I mean,
we had friends that we had like some of our friends, Madeline, who had a mansion. That's where we played it at.
Or even Peyton.
Yeah.
There's another girl, Peyton. She had a nice house upstairs for it.
Yeah.
We didn't play it at too many other houses. Did we?
No, I mean those were good houses for it.
They were.
It just kind of depended on the layout of the house. Things like that.
Absolutely.
How okay the parents were with us running
Absolutely.
around with like 15 kids.
If there's little siblings running, yeah.
Right. But if you have houses now, that'd be great. None of us have houses. I remember, have like a half house, but it's not really long enough. It might be okay. It might be a decent one, but you don't want something that's too long and linear because you can see.
But they could make it interesting too, like the little rooms at the same time.
I mean, you'd be very limited as the killer because you'd have to kill everyone in rooms, and it gets suspicious if people are walking around.
Yeah, 5
like,
people.
What are you walking around for?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? But
that's the thing. Like, kind of just going into that, I love the fact that our friend group just brings like this sense of like a childhood memory to you know what I mean. Like if you hang out with us, I feel like you're gonna feel like a child at some point. And that's gonna like bring
a dating site.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing though. I mean, I hope it's.
I mean, it's just that fun.
Are we advertising our friend group? You should hang out with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
You do.
We say there's more of us, but it's really just us 3.
Leave a comment down below if you want to hang out with us. Yeah, so those are our games. We had a lot of fun games.
Yeah. And we still play them.
We're still making
22,
them too.
23, and we play them still. 21
till we're 45, 50, 60,
so.
75.
We'll probably the only reason we'll have kids is so they play with us. It's kind of like a Michael Scott thing. The only reason to have kids is so they have to be his friends.
Yeah. That's what we're
But
doing.
I mean, we love games in general. Like maybe that's a generation thing. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But
like
we
love
board
games.
Me and Colt love board games.
We do that.
We like board games too, but we really love board games. Big
not on
ones,
level
small
as you guys.
ones.
Yeah.
You name like any type of scope of the game. I really want to play Settlers of Catan, by the way.
We need to.
Yeah,
it's a good game.
It's
I played
Catan
Risk.
Catan?
I played Risk for the first time. It's
that
Catan.
Still blows
Catan.
my mind that
Catan.
you've never played Risk before.
I played it for the first time the other day. Guess who won? This guy. High five.
You did.
Yep.
The main one I feel like we played the most is Game of Thrones though.
Game of Thrones is a fun one.
That one, but I think playing that as much as I did made Risk easier.
And that's where people usually start with Risk early.
Yeah.
Because it's a simple.
It's very simple.
Game.
It's very simple.
People get mad at it.
But it's fun. I don't know. You probably wouldn't like it because you don't like.
I mean, it's
games
easy.
Much.
It's just dice and like.
It's dice, and you just build armies, and you fight other people with a chance.
It's not like
to
too much like. There's not a lot of other variables like cards or anything. I mean, there's cards, but not like combat cards.
Yeah.
But something like that we love. I mean, sports is a game. Love all of those. Video games are games. We love those. So anything game wise, we're all down. Maybe that's a guy thing. Maybe it's a generation thing.
And we'll all participate in what we don't usually like to do. I don't usually like to play board games. I'm not a big fan of Dungeons & Dragons, but I'll still play it and hang out with y'all. You know what I mean? Colt, you haven't really been like a big basketball guy playing wise, yet you'll still play with me and Gally when we want to play. So, I would say we're big on games. And speaking of, I mean, it's about to be spring basketball season going into summer. Street basketball season is upon us.
At OSU, I would play disc golf all the time. So my disc golf group is kind of disbanded as people go to other places or things like that. So I think we also have to get into that.
You've said that for 2 years, I feel like, and none of us have gone with you.
I played disc golf twice. Game. It's not bad.
So fun.
It's not bad. I just can't throw it as far. I'm not as accurate. I'd rather
it takes time.
bring a football out there.
I mean, we'd have to get out there and like practice. You know what I mean?
Right. But I got enough discs and everything to have like good discs for you guys. But it's a fun one. I think people could attest it. And I've been like getting real sad because I parked the truck at Hunter Park,
and that's where it's all at.
They
have some good ones there.
See some guys
up with like backpacks and
man,
stuff. Like,
when it gets to this time, you like wonder what people do work wise because you'll have people out like the middle of the day at Hunter Park, just like some grown men, just playing some disc golf. Yeah, and it's not like they're retired. It's like 20, 30-year-old men out there,
just a few years older than us.
Yeah,
like, what the crap? Like, you're supposed to be working right now. What are you doing?
Yeah,
I know. It's like that. Reminds me of that Matthew McConaughey rom-com, Failure to Launch. With. Did you watch that yet?
We watched that.
Yeah. It's Matthew McConaughey, Bradley Cooper, and they all live at home with their parents and basically just do what they want and like are enjoying life. It makes you like, in a way, you're like,
that one?
Yeah, it's that one. right?
I thought he had his own place.
No. Failure to launch. The whole thing is failure to launch out of his parents' house.
Yeah.
Well, does that one have like a sailboat in it at the end?
Yeah.
Sailboat.
He's like a sales boat.
Repair guy?
Why were they all mad at him at the end of the movie? They remember in the bar when they're all like cheering, and that they're getting bad. Why were they mad at him? Like she said something. She messed all of it up. Spoiler alert! But she messed everything up, right?
Yeah.
Like she was the douchebag.
Like
in
she
this
was
whole
getting
movie.
paid to date him.
She was getting paid to date him.
Is it Sarah Jessica Parker?
Yeah, Sarah
Don't
Jessica
like
Parker.
her. Not a fan.
But
I know you said that many times.
She did all this. She like manipulated him, got him to like her,
and he's the one tied up in a chair.
And then she says something like, "You won't love me back" or something like that. And they were like, "Oh, get him, girl! Like, go, girl, yeah!" And I'm like, she's the biggest butthole out of this whole movie.
Yeah.
Why are they mad at him?
Yeah.
Saying that I can't remember these specifics, so I'm ruining it all.
It's always the guy, man. Always, no matter what the guy does. Always something.
See, rom-coms like there's an era that was like.
Yeah, we talked about this on the way to New York. Yeah,
what's the other ones?
I mean, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is pretty good. Like we'll go full on out and just
there's probably 6 or 7 of them.
Yeah.
Like, within a 5-year window, maybe they're like really popular.
Oh yeah,
movies,
and I mean Matthew McConaughey is a big one in a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like he plays in Fool's Gold, Ghost of Christmas Past.
Never saw that one though.
It's not bad. It's on HBO. It's pretty good. And a lot of other ones. I mean, just that's that era of actors. Kind of, I feel like everyone has had at least one rom-com that's pretty decent during that time.
Deadpool. What's his name?
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan. What am I doing?
Matt Ryan, the Falcons quarterback.
Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he had that good one with what's her name now? Bad with names tonight.
Are you talking about the one where
Alaska, where it's
he started out as
the
like
proposal.
a fat dude.
The proposal.
The proposal.
You're talking
what am
about.
I talking about?
You're talking about the one where where he comes back and he's like not a millionaire,
like
but he's pretty
skinny and
What is that?
I can't think of it now. It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
That's a good movie though. I like that one. And The Proposal. That's Trinity's favorite movie.
Yeah. Oh really? Favorite movie?
Favorite movie.
That's up there. And then like I think Ben Stiller has a couple like good rom-coms, like the one with friend Jennifer Aniston and
What I like about Molly?
there is that one.
Along
Came
You were struggling. What are you doing?
Wait a minute. Is What I Like About Molly, is that a real movie?
No, you're thinking There's Something About Mary. I think that's what you're thinking of.
That's Polly.
There's Something
Along
About Mary.
Came Polly.
Yeah.
Molly.
Along Came Polly. He also had
What I Like About Molly.
He had one.
I feel like that's something though. Isn't there something out there like that?
Should be.
He also had one
like
with I always forget her name, but it's called Duplex and it's pretty good. It's kind of an underrated one.
Never seen that.
Ben Stiller and
Isn't
that like a creepy movie though?
No. They have a duplex and there's like her neighbor up above, or their neighbor. It's a young couple. Their neighbor up above. I guess it really wouldn't be a rom-com then. I don't know, but it's during that genre of.
That's another thing though. Like there was some good like creepy like Disturbia, like kind of like a thriller movie. Like I feel like there was several of those around that same time frame.
What was the
like 7? Would that be considered? Like
Seven was
earlier,
like 97.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know. I didn't know it was that old. Oh my gosh.
What was the movie with the redheaded black devil that would crawl on walls and it was in like the dreams?
Yeah, is that the one with the angel?
No. Oh, shoot, what's it called? It was around the time of The Conjuring. It was around that time.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't even.
You guys,
I'm going blank on movies all of a sudden.
Shoot.
Speaking of,
I can't remember what it's called.
Like scary movies, me and Gally went through a summer. It was our math pack summer where we both worked the same furniture store called Mathis Brothers, and we watched. Every time we hung out, we would watch like a crappy scary movie just because.
Zombievers.
Cabin Fever. Remember that one?
Decent movie. They did another one. I think we watched that one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we watched all the bad scary movies on whatever.
They're all usually pretty bad.
Yeah, they're terrible. Yeah.
Was that on Netflix?
But
Netflix, Hulu, everything.
People loved Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods wasn't that bad.
I didn't like it.
The only reason I liked it is because of all the different creatures that they like referenced at the end.
Yeah, that's true. That was kind of cool. But it was at the same time, I was like, as soon as Thor died, like when he hit the force field thing, remember when he like drove off the cliff with a motorcycle?
Yes.
And he like hit that force field? I was like, what is going on?
What was his name?
Chris Hemsworth.
He's in that movie.
Yeah.
No. What?
Yeah, I swear.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Can you test?
I can't remember.
We have 3 computers. Let's figure this out.
I'm 100% on that though. I'm pretty sure. Another one of those movies, the spy movie with, I'm gonna say Bane because I don't
Hey,
know.
you're right.
Tom Hardy.
Chris
Tom Hardy.
Hemsworth was in the movie.
Okay, yeah.
The spy. Oh yeah.
It was a spy movie.
Yeah, this means war.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good
with
movie.
him and
That is a good one.
The dude from Star Trek.
The dude
Yeah.
from Star
They're
Trek.
not actors to me. They're just like characters.
I know, right? That's how it is. That's funny. But speaking of like scary, creepy movies, I know Colt wanted to talk a little bit about the new trailer that dropped.
Got that Stranger Things.
Stranger Things came out Wednesday. When you're hearing this, it is Monday. But, or maybe later, maybe years later, I don't know. But the Stranger Things Season 3 trailer dropped today, March 20th, 2019. And what did y'all think?
Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll be short with it because I'm not like, I like Stranger Things. I thought the first season was great. Second season was good.
Go ahead.
Well,
I'll add my stuff
I'll
on
watch
after.
it for sure. I'll watch season 3. I did like how the trailer was set up. I don't really know what's going on. I like when they kind of tease you more
Absolutely.
than they explain
I agree with
what's going on.
that.
I don't like summaries like that.
I agree with that.
So I thought that was good how they did the trailer, and it'll probably be very good, and it'll keep my attention. But for some reason, the second season I kind of slacked off on it several times throughout. Where I was like, I don't really care to watch it right now or whatever.
It very well could have been a one season and done deal.
Sure.
I think it was planned on being that, and then they were like added on the second, and then I saw an interview where the writers were like, "So we're gonna come up with a third." So it's kind of like the original idea wasn't.
I mean, you could imagine like how like risky something like that would be, right? I mean, you just have a bunch of kid actors who maybe they've acted before or not. I don't remember seeing them in anything.
Set in this retro that was not like at the time. That was the first retro thing that really popped up.
Right, with kind of a confusing enemy or bad guy.
Yeah. If you're not knowledgeable about what is that based off, Dungeons and Dragons? Is it Dungeons and Dragons?
Well, the character is named after. They play Dungeons and Dragons, but the character Demogorgon, that's like a god in Dungeons and Dragons, but it has nothing to do with the story.
That's just what they called it.
That's just what they called it because they thought it kind of.
But are all these monsters coming from Dungeons and Dragons? Mm-hmm. No. Okay. So
that's just the name. It's just the name.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the world that it's in is like another dimension.
Okay,
it's like
so then
dark dimension.
I'm not even sure what is happening in it. Like I watch it, and I think I do at the time, but then like who is the bad guy? Like is it? Like
so from mine, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on this like I am other things like Star Wars. We talk about that all day. But this, I think what it is the first one was like there's this other like dimension. There's this. It's upside down. It's like the just like a parallel universe to ours, except it's like bad. It's got all these bad, dark things inside of it. And so the first one was just this Demogorgon. I think that was the only kind of like gist of it was just this Demogorgon had
Why
didn't a kid get taken?
11? Is that what we're talking about? Is that the reason?
No, 11 didn't get taken.
No, 11 was being tested, and by testing like her, they opened this other portal.
Okay, but it was because of them testing her that they remember
Jack wasn't that a kid's name, and he got taken. That's what got
Will.
Will. No, not Jack. What the heck? We're not experts on this.
We're not. As you can tell, there's just a new trailer out, and we enjoyed it for the most part.
But then, what was season 2? Who was the bad guy?
Season 2 was the bad guy. They were like the boy was Will was the bad guy this time because he had it like some evil thing inside of him.
That's right.
And so then there was.
But it did come from the Upside Down.
It came from the Upside Down.
Really the antagonist would be the Upside Down. But the thing about Stranger Things,
like big god in the Upside Down. They showed him at the very end.
Yeah,
and he's
like the tentacle looking thing,
like
Cthulhu.
And I think that's what's going to be with this one is they're going to be like 11's going to have to fight him.
I think that's the thing that kind of like has a hole though within it is that you don't know the motive of whatever the enemy is. You know what I mean? Like. You really don't, even watching season 1, season 2, I don't really know the motive of the antagonist, and that's not really bad at all, but you don't know why this other world is like trying to take over, I guess you could say. So
you'd have to like, I'm sure if you went back through, but it wasn't obvious. It's not like straight up in our heads, remember it. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So, but I thought the trailer was good. Like you said, Gally, I love whenever trailers don't give stuff away. Like, and I know that's probably a little easier for a TV show to not do that rather than a movie, but you really can't tell what's going on within the trailer. You see, one thing is very noticeable is that everyone's a lot older. Everyone's much older, and they even mentioned in the trailer, "We're not kids anymore," is what they said.
How were they? Like, how old are they? Like,
I think they were like 11 or 12.
Well, like
in
were the
first
actors
ones.
like the same age as what they were portrayed as, or were they older? And then
I have no idea.
I feel like
actors
11 was.
are-
I felt like 11 was like our age, like 20 something.
No, absolutely not.
Never mind.
No way.
Maybe it was Game of Thrones that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I think the young one.
Like
in
Arya.
Yeah, the young
Arya,
girl,
Arya.
the one that
She-
trains with the sword, she's our age, right? The one
Yeah.
that.
I
Yeah,
think so.
I think so.
Oh, you know what I didn't really like is that they showed the monster at the very end of the trailer. I always like it
Yes.
when the monster's like hidden and mysterious. So when you
Yes.
do see it, it's like a big deal.
Well, maybe they will like.
I'm
add
wondering
more
if it was
to
just like a maybe.
I wonder
like
if
a
the
small
other side of
monster.
that is because for me sometimes if it is kind of a mysterious, if it's like a mysterious monster throughout the whole movie, like Boogeyman or something, you know, you see a little bit like its feet or something or its eyes, and you kind of like create your own image of what it should look like on accident, you know,
Yeah.
and then you see it, and if it's like not like
You're
like
disappointed.
badass looking, you're like,
You're like, dang, I'm
that-
disappointed.
yeah. So maybe they want to just establish what it is. Maybe not. Maybe it's not even the main monster or something. But
The Demogorgon was a cool creature.
It was.
I always thought it was a good bad guy.
It was. I think, and then going from season 1 where you see one Demogorgon to the second season where there's like a ton of them.
Yeah.
That was one thing that was like, okay, it's kind of lost the the background of the character in a way. Season 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
by the way, speaking of like trailers that don't give much away, have you seen the trailer for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
I have not.
It's
I
the
don't even
new
know what that
Quentin.
is.
It's the
Oh, I
Tarantino's
saw-
ninth
yeah, I
movie. So
saw
you've got Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Very good cast.
Margot Robbie.
Whoa, I didn't know she was in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have like Dakota Fanning and like there's a few other like
Now Dakota
bigger
Fanning,
names.
I noticed the name. What was she in again?
She's she's been
Let me see.
was she Bridget Terabithia? Is that girl? No,
I think.
that's a different one. No, she was in. Do you remember the War of the Worlds, the Tom Cruise movie?
Yeah. Okay.
His daughter. She was younger.
okay.
She's been in bigger things for sure.
I feel like she's been in a lot.
That's her.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha. Okay. It looks
I don't
like
know
she has
what
a
she's
sister too. That
But
might-
if you watch the trailer, it doesn't explain to you like because it's a Tarantino movie, so you're expecting people to just die, like
Yeah.
everyone to die at some point or something crazy. And this one, it just seems like a normal movie. Like Brad Pitt is the stunt double to Leonardo DiCaprio. They both play like they're actors.
Them being in a movie together, it's about to be amazing.
That's pretty sweet. Have they been in one together?
I don't know. I
might be one.
I
I don't know. I
feel
feel
like they're a duo.
Has
They
DiCaprio? How many has he been in? Like 16, maybe.
It's like
Something like
Batman
that.
and Superman. Like they're both amazing.
Yeah, they were great.
and they finally get their Batman vs Superman. Hopefully, it doesn't suck as bad as that movie.
As
But
Batman and Superman.
Leonardo looks great in the trailer as well. Like he looks really good.
I haven't seen the trailer, which I'm very upset that I haven't yet.
Yeah,
It just- I think
we're
it
gonna
came
watch
out
that
today,
immediately
so might
after
watch
this.
that. But
Yeah.
It came out 11 hours ago.
Yeah,
It's
I
got
got
4
two.
million views.
It's a Tarantino film. They're all great.
That's exciting.
But it's weird with DiCaprio. Is someone like Brad Pitt, I feel like he looks the same, like off camera, as he does, on camera. DiCaprio, you'll have like shots of him, on the beach somewhere, and he's like, well, that guy, like that's Leo, and it's like really he doesn't. And then he comes onto a movie and he looks great,
Yeah.
and he can do any role, like how he did for Django. How he,
Oh,
he
yeah.
like gained weight and kind of was like like roughed up like thing, and then he'll come back to, I don't know. He's a
That's like, Christian Bale did that for whatever movie
Yeah.
it was. Vice?
Vice.
Yeah. That's pretty
have
cool.
you-
Movies can do that.
Have you seen that?
I have not yet.
I haven't either. I kind of wanted to see it.
It's in theaters.
Is it in theaters now?
Yeah.
I thought it was done.
It might be. I don't know. I know it's been out though. We need to do a better job of keeping up with these movies. I feel like we say we're like movie heads and we love movies, but then you get it and then they go by so fast,
At
Like
least
you
we
don't
know.
set if
least
you don't
we
set
know.
like a date that you're gonna go, then
Yeah.
it's gonna pass and before you know it's on DVD. So
And Leo did J. Edgar as well. So he played J. Edgar Hoover. And
yeah.
I don't know if he gained weight for that or not, but either way, he still played a role that is not like normal to him. So
Are you guys excited for the new Godzilla movie coming out?
that has 11 in
very,
it. Millie Bobby
It
Brown,
does. It does.
the girl that plays 11, she is in it.
I'm pumped. I love the first one.
I love Godzilla. I
You-
love the
you
first
guys
one.
love it.
I loved it, dude.
Let's
What'd you
talk
get out
about
of
Godzilla.
10? Out of 10, what'd you get?
The first one,
Yeah.
The first one you
First
gotta
one, yeah.
specify because there's a lot of.
not Godzilla 2000.
Not Godzilla 2000.
I give
that's
that like
awful.
a 6.6.
Oh, you give really?
I
I give it like a 5.
liked it. I thought it was enjoyable.
Okay,
I
what do you
liked the
give?
design. people didn't like his flat face. It was kind of unique. I thought it was kind of cool.
It's supposed to look like an
He looked
iguana.
like really lizardy. Yeah.
That was their
Wasn't
goal.
that his thing? He was like a radioactive lizard or iguana or whatever.
What do you think of like the Japanese? Did you watch any of those?
Yeah, so I think that
The
one's Godzilla
old
2000
ones.
as well. No, I'm sorry. The
The
one
old
with
ones.
the flat face is like 2004. Godzilla 2000 is a popular. That's a Japanese.
That's a Japanese one.
That was very good.
Yeah.
To me, it's how I remembered. I rewatched the trailer actually, like last week, and of Godzilla 2000. And I was like, this is.
Is that the one where he fights?
He fights like Mothra, I think, and it's a good one. I think. Like again, I used to love it when I was younger, but I loved the old ones too, really old ones.
God,
And then there was cartoons.
I can't remember any of the names.
There were Godzilla cartoons.
What was the big the one that was from space? Not Godzilla.
Space Godzilla.
Not Space Godzilla. It was
Orga. Orga?
Orga. That the one where I thought that was 2000.
Yeah.
I thought that's where he fought Orga.
You might be right. I think you're right.
Because
actually.
I remember
think
that
was
one.
at the
I
end.
got so full of just heart love for Godzilla because he's messing him up,
Right.
and then he has to. I think there's a part in it where Orga they like realized Orga was trying to save or something crazy. I don't remember any of it, but I remember loving that movie. That movie was a good movie.
That's a good one. But to your first question, with the newer Godzilla 2015 or something like that, whenever that came out, I'd give it out like a maybe like 8-1. Maybe it's in the 8s.
I'm up there.
Maybe it's in the 8s for me.
I'm up there. Well, I'm a little biased though because I love freaking Godzilla.
Right.
Godzilla's
I feel
amazing.
like if you didn't like Godzilla, it might be like, it's okay. But
Yeah.
I really enjoyed. I like the way he looked. Like he looked cool.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a well done movie too. Like I thought
Yeah.
like it played a good role of like showing him and then having like a character. Maybe they had like character formatting too much over Godzilla. I don't know. Maybe it was to bring more people in that aren't used to the series, but
I didn't like the villain. I didn't like the monsters that he fought that much.
I would have been cooler if it were like a real monster that we've known. But
This
I
one is
assume
about to
that-
make up for it.
I assume that they did that for a reason.
Yeah, this one's about to be
show
all of
these.
them all at once,
You ever seen?
and
Did
that's
you do
gonna
that
be
one?
amazing.
I did, but I just didn't get into it. I'm pretty sure I saw it at the drive-in theater here in Tulsa.
It's
and
hard to do.
Is you can't watch something you want
hard.
to watch at the drive-in theater. So that was my problem with that. But
We also had the video games that got us so into it.
yeah,
There's
I,
the classic Godzilla Save the Earth.
Yeah, which
Which
was
is like a PS2.
I know I
PS2
played.
game.
I played one with you. I don't know which one it was, but
It
we
was probably
played
that
Godzilla
one.
games.
That one I just I found at vintage stock for like $30.
again because you've already had it. You've had it for a
Yeah,
while.
I had it, and if you buy it online, it's like $120 maybe, something like that.
Oh, you bought that with me the other day. I think I was
2
there.
months ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was totally there for
2
that.
months ago.
Yeah,
I was there
that was
for
sweet.
that. Yeah,
It's a great game.
Speaking of movies, though, and I think we'll probably, if you guys are done talking about this, I think this is something I'll bring up every time we do the podcast until April 26th, whenever we see Avengers Endgame. But I wanted to touch a little bit on the casting of it because it does raise some questions about Endgame. Because if you recall in Avengers Infinity War, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen it, that's your own fault if you haven't yet. You have a lot of people, 50% of the Avengers fade away and turn to dust. And so, if you think about it, why would they be casted in the next movie? If so,
That's
and
a
so,
verified
yeah,
thing.
that's so. Yeah, here I'm on IMDb right now,
Memories,
looking
bro.
at the
Flashbacks.
cast.
Could be.
It could be, but you also kind of going off that. Say all of that is they have some people like Hawkeye's daughter. It's an older girl now, so instead, Hawkeye's daughter. You'll see her in the trailer. She's a little kid learning how to do the bow and arrow.
Right.
But the girl casted for Hawkeye's daughter is a girl named Catherine Langford.
It's a famous person.
Well, I'm sorry. This is either Hawkeye's daughter or this is Ant-Man's daughter. So if it's a flashback, why would it be an older person? You know what I mean? I just know that she plays the daughter of one of these. It's either Hawkeye or Ant-Man. I can't remember which one. But people like that are casted. You'll have Spider-Man's casted. The Ancient One, which is Doctor Strange. That's kind of his mentor.
That's the one that I'm like. It's a lot of these either have to be flashbacks. That's the only way. Or people like the Ancient One. That's one that I could see coming back and actually doing something. Because she's the freaking Ancient One. She was over all of the sorcerers. Mm-hmm. She was the best of the best. Lived forever. Freaking keeping all these. She was just the best of the best.
Yeah, and you talk
she's
about
somebody
that.
I could see coming back.
You talk about that, and that's kind of a cool thing of like, okay, why is Thanos coming now in Infinity War? You think about like all the different movies. You have the Ancient One that just passed away. Odin passed away right before Thor Ragnarok. You might think that Odin passing away might have been what caused Thanos to come. You know what I mean? Because he knows Thor's, he's, as we talked before, Thor gets stronger the older he gets. Well, Odin's gone. Thor's at the weakest state he can be. And so maybe that's why Thanos comes straight to Thor.
So you're saying like the gods of Asgard are the weakest point they could possibly be right now because the strongest one just died.
Yeah.
And every day that passes now, Thor's only going to get stronger.
He's going to get stronger, yeah. And another cool thing I read, you'll enjoy this, Gally. I read a theory that Odin actually pursued all of the Infinity Stones at one time. And if you think about him and Thanos, they kind of have a similar situation with their daughters, right? Odin had to cast his daughter to hell. You don't get the whole story of what happened during that time with Odin and Hela, but you get the gist of it's kind of similar. If you think about it, Gamora, Thanos had to sacrifice Gamora to get the Soul Stone. Maybe Odin had to sacrifice Hela for something, cast her into hell for something. And that, I know that's kind of like a very broad thing, but Odin did have one of the I can't remember what stone does he have. I can't remember. But
he had a fake Tesseract.
Yeah.
He had a fake one. He didn't have the real Tesseract.
Fake. And maybe that's like something to it as well. The Tesseract was found in Captain America in some of the soldiers. It was in that grave. Remember that? It was in the grave that Red Skull came back. I don't know if you remember the first Captain America, but he pulls out the Tesseract from that grave. And from what I've read, it's supposed to be Odin is supposed to pass it down. So Odin had it first. He passed it down to these soldiers on Earth, and he is supposed to protect Earth. So he was communicating with them back then. Apparently, is what this theory says. And so basically, the theory is that Odin tried to find the Infinity Stones at one point because he is probably one of the most powerful beings within the Marvel Universe before he passes away.
What was her name? Hela.
Hela.
I could see how he would do that because he talks about she talks about how they will try to conquer all the realms.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're going to do that, having all the Infinity Stones is a great way to do that.
Yeah.
So it could be
Thanos could do it. He just doesn't want to.
Yeah.
So my only thing would be like with like the casting thing. So if I'm the Russo brothers are doing this one again, right? Like
right.
Okay, so
Absolutely.
if I'm the Russo brothers, right, or one of them, and I have one of the biggest movies of all time, wouldn't I like as a strategy like kind of cast a bunch of old people and like people that could be speculation,
to throw
and cast
everybody
cast
off.
Black Panther, cast all these people that died, maybe give them $100. I don't know what it requires you to be casted. And you just circulate that. It's like how some NBA teams like give leaks,
Yeah.
like, leaking this to a reporter because they want it to get reported. So I feel like if you're,
it could be a strategy that they're using.
I mean, what would you, if you could guess, how much do you think this movie will be worth?
I was wondering
maybe
that
$1 billion. Let's say $1 billion, right? Let's say if it's worth $1 billion, it's pretty worth you writing down like, hey, yeah, we've casted all these guys.
But this is a serious thing. People, take their resumes pretty serious. You know what I mean? And
sure, but I mean, maybe they are in reference. Maybe that's what that is. Maybe it's pictures. I mean, maybe it's like flashback. Like
it'd be pretty cool if that is a cool strategy. If so, and they have
people off. You would do that.
They've made fake scenes in
think about
trailers.
Infinity
to do
War.
so.
100%. You thought Hulk was going to be a big part of it.
Hey, but
Took him out
think about
entirely.
this. You know that scene in Infinity War where they're all running at the end of that trailer? What if that did happen? It's just an ENDGAME. What if they go back in time and then they change like some certain things of the scene and it does happen and everyone's like, oh shoot, I've seen this scene before. Right. It's an Infinity trailer. Like they lead, like
that could be cool.
That could be something pretty cool.
Okay, Scott Lang. Remember end of Ant-Man. He's left in the back. You haven't seen Ant-Man?
Never seen it.
All right. Spoiler alerts, I guess. But he's stuck in the quantum realm, right?
Yeah.
And they talk about what do they call it? Time fissure.
Don't get stuck in a time vortex.
Yeah. I think he's going to play a big role in all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. He might be the biggest role.
I think him, and I think they're lying about the cast. I think people like Doctor Strange will be in it.
Well, yeah, they even said so kind of go over it real quick. The people that are casted, the Ancient One, Wong. Okay, this is a weird one. You've seen Iron Man 3, correct? We
The
all
little
have our
boy?
opinions on that. The little boy,
About to eat this.
Harley Keeler,
Yeah.
I think is his name, is casted in this movie, which would be kind of weird.
Like the kid that he saw in the
The
barn
kid
or
who,
whatever?
he's in the barn is casted in ENDGAME, which is odd. All of the Guardians of the Galaxy and Gamora is casted in it. That you could see that as being flashbacks and
I'm
stuff.
thinking Gamora has to be a flashback, or
Yeah.
she's inside the Soul Stone and she's gonna come back.
Yeah, I mean, I think they did confirm that she was in the Soul Stone at the end of whenever he wakes up and he's in it.
Yeah.
I think they confirmed that was the Soul Stone, but
Do you think half of everybody in the entire universe is inside the Soul Stone?
very well could be.
I think if I'm them, maybe you go against what everyone would assume and against what traditional movies would show is that the good guys prevail. Maybe you just let the dead people stay dead and you kill off more good guys.
Yeah.
And it's just a mess. And it's well,
You would have to put everything prequels in because Spider-Man has another movie coming
they
out.
have other movies, but I mean, couldn't they be oh yeah, that's Miles Morales now? Or couldn't you be
Well,
Black Panther? Wouldn't
it's
that
not.
be someone else? Or,
Yeah, they
Well,
could,
I mean,
but
or
it's not.
someone. I mean, because
Yeah.
I mean, once you are in charge, you could create a new Spider-Man that's not in a comic, right?
And you could also go Earth 1, Earth 2. What's big
Like
on
said,
that?
or Universe 1 is done.
What is it? Morty and what is it called?
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Oh,
they do
yeah.
that a lot, don't they? They go to different.
Rick and Morty both aren't the original Rick and Mortys. They're both dead. They
Yeah.
actually died and they've been replaced by
Something
other Rick
like
and
that.
Mortys. Something like that.
And if you are, the writer of your own world,
You can do. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
do
just
it.
because there's been Miles Morales and Peter Parker, maybe there's another one, I don't know, but why couldn't there be a third? Just because the comic hasn't had one yet? No, I mean, you guys. I mean, if you're the creator, you can do whatever you want, right?
You can.
It'd just be interesting to see them pull back basically an entire movie's worth of a plot line. They'd completely unravel Infinity Wars, the whole reason why it was powerful is because oh damn, everyone's dead.
Yeah,
That sucks.
That's true. Yeah.
Do they want to pull that back and just be no, we're just everyone's good?
Just kidding. Yeah, that would be something that takes away from the snap. Is something going back in
would.
time.
I almost disagree though because think about it. I don't know. I was going to compare it to Star Wars when he says, "Luke, I'm your father," and it comes out and you're thinking, "Oh no, he didn't. He's not going to join his evil father." And then it turns out he stops being evil at the end. Would that take away from any of that?
I
I don't think that's a good argument very much,
Yeah, I know.
but
I don't
it's
know. What do
it's
you
somewhat
mean,
of
wait, what?
comparison. I don't think that would take away from the value that he took out half of everybody. I don't think it would. I don't think it would be.
Well, that was his whole thing though. That was
and he
Thanos'
succeeded.
shtick is to,
He succeeded.
But you could also, in the trailer, notice you don't see Thanos at all. What if you could tell at the end whenever he was talking to Gamora after he snapped that he was kind of hesitant. She said "Did you do it?" Yes. What did it cost? Everything. He's hesitant on why he did it. So could Thanos really turn around and be what if they got there and Thanos has already changed his mind, or what if they got there and Thanos dusted away and he's one of the people that dusted away? You know what I mean?
Already happened, right?
Yeah.
That would have. I'm just saying that they, like you said, they could do anything with where they're at. They really could.
Okay, so his glove is burnt up at the end of it, right?
Yeah.
It's burnt or whatever.
Right,
messed up.
but he still has the stones, and those
Okay,
are
so
okay.
he can still do things with
Yeah.
that, right? I mean, the stones aren't just done.
But
there's,
stones
he
are.
needs
I don't know about the gauntlet though.
You would need another conduit for all the stones.
But kind of going back on this casting list so we get them through real quick. But you'll have people like Crossbones, in Civil War. The guy that you thought was gonna be a big part of it, who dies in the beginning. You know what I'm talking about? The bad guy who is he's the military guy, comes out, blows up. He's casting in it. Spider-Man is, Scarlet Witch, and Winter Soldier.
The guy that you just talked about, Crossbones, he did confirm that he's in a flashback.
Oh, he did confirm. Okay, that's interesting though. Think about it. That is very interesting.
It's
What
a
flashback?
weird-
Why
yeah,
would he
why
be
would he
worthy
do
of a
that?
flashback?
Well, do you think that'll be a time travel back to that exact
It
moment?
could be, and it would also a time travel would be pretty cool for the ending of this saga. Which, by the way, they're calling this the whole span of movies the Infinity Saga. So cool. That's what the Russo brothers came out there saying. This whole, or I guess Kevin Feige, I guess is the guy who said it. This whole all to the point of these three phases of Iron Man 1 to Endgame. They're calling it the Infinity Saga. So they're not done. They still got a long way to go, and whatever saga's next, I don't know. But
Wait, you mean so Endgame is the end of the Infinity Saga?
Yeah.
But they're going to be doing more sagas
oh
after.
yeah, they have a lot planned.
Is that
in
where
the
they
future.
bring in X-Men?
I mean, they could, and today was the first day that they own X-Men, so which is pretty cool. But
Man,
like
they're huge.
Yeah.
They got a lot of stuff.
they do.
They could buy anything. They wanted to. They bring Star Wars in there. They can do whatever they want at this point.
But like what I was saying is it'd be cool. Like time travel would be cool because you go back and rewatch maybe different angles of the battles. Like you're in there and you know maybe you go in and you see the Battle of New York in Avengers 1, but it's all at a different angle to where you didn't see that part of the movie before. You know what I mean? Of you hadn't seen that footage before, but they're fighting. Does that make sense? And not only that, but you add people like Ant-Man to the scene, or you know what would have changed if they added this guy, or Ultron comes back, or you know Crossbones come back. I don't know. There's just so much they could do to the storyline that could be pretty cool.
Ultron to come back and beat Thanos.
I don't know if they could. But
Okay, what do you guys think about Captain Marvel coming? What do you think about that?
Captain Marvel coming where?
Coming back to we talked about it a little bit last time, but coming back, and how big of a part do you think she's going to play in this next movie?
I still haven't seen Captain Marvel, but I think she's probably gonna be a pretty big role if you release. She's the last movie. She's the last Marvel movie released
before.
Right before.
Because
And she's
ENDGAME comes
the
out
strongest one.
in how long? In a month?
yeah, April 26th.
So if that's how they're doing it, they have 3 phases or whatever, and this is the Infinity phase.
yeah,
I mean,
Infinity
wouldn't
Saga.
she like in theory if most of the Avengers still now like die or something?
Yeah.
In this,
She's
Endgame,
gonna take. They've already
she could
said.
start phase 2, right? Like she'd start that and kind of regroup.
Absolutely. They already said that Captain Marvel is going to be one of the biggest roles of the next saga or whatever, the next phase.
Okay.
And she's already like, from what I know, she has 8 movie contracts already.
What?
Whoa,
Yeah,
how much
8.
money is that?
I don't know.
That's gotta be a ton.
But she's in for
8
8
movie?
Yeah, and
contracts?
so
What?
and then like as you know, the 3 of the main Avengers, Thor, Hulk, and Captain America, and no, Iron Man, Thor, and Captain America, all their contracts are in. Iron Man said,
movie?
yeah, this movie, I believe so, unless something's changed last time I've heard, but all of them end. Except Iron Man said he'll do whatever. He's already committed. I mean, he knows what.
Oh, so he's not dying?
No, he just said if they ever
I think
need
he'll
anything, then that's what'll happen.
Do you want him to die?
Yeah, I want someone to die.
I do too.
Not like all the
Officially
people that I
just
did
Denzel.
want to die died.
Yeah, no.
Like I wanted like I'm not a huge Captain America fan. I'm sorry.
Black Panther. I didn't want him to die.
Yeah, I don't want him to die. Scarlet Witch. I felt like she's really powerful.
She got messed up in that movie. She had a killer boyfriend, then see him revived again, and then like ripped apart,
and then died.
and then she died.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that Spider-Man died. That was fun.
Oh yeah, for
But-
you. That was the saddest part of the whole movie. You heard everyone crying in the movie, and you know it.
That was a sad part,
That
though.
was sad about that.
That was quick. What do you mean,
Tony, I don't feel so good.
Mr. Stark? The best are the memes for the next month after
Yeah.
that. Oh man, if someone like sports related were traded or released, it'd be like, you know, Mr. Whoever, I don't feel so good, and like
Right.
show him dusting.
That's
That
exactly
was
what
so
happened. That
good,
was
man.
funny.
So good. But yeah, that's that's all I have for Marvel.
So
I
we're
think
gonna
that
do
we'll go.
we're gonna see the movie when it comes out, right?
Correct.
Premiere.
Mhm.
And then, do we have to buy tickets right now?
We
When do
probably
No,
should.
I'll let you know whenever they come out.
Okay.
I'll know the
Go ahead
release
and buy
date.
them and we'll
Exactly,
go for it.
exactly. So we'll do that.
And then we'll talk like an exclusive post Endgame thing.
Yes.
We should probably. We're gonna try to do it immediately after. I think we should do it
Yeah.
as soon as we
Yeah,
possibly can.
I
after.
like what I want to do is like as soon as we're done with the movie, don't even talk to each other, and then go back to your house and just go.
I'm fine with
ahead.
that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. And yeah. Okay.
So be ready for that.
Well, yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Be ready for that. Be ready for next week. We'll be here at the same time doing the same thing.
How long has
Absolutely.
it been so far?
We're about done. We're pretty much done.
Wow.
It's been 54 minutes. So
Look at that.
let's go ahead and
Look at
wrap it up.
Quick thing, I did want to ask you for a corn.
Go ahead, man.
Did you see Mike Trout's?
Yeah, that was one thing
Contract?
I had in my notes too to talk about with you. What
So-
that much money
So
is
a 12-year,
insane.
$430 million.
So
deal.
what it breaks down to is about
Angels.
33 million every year. About okay. So that's what a
How
lot of
much?
those 33 million a year.
Okay.
That's what quarterbacks make within their contracts, right?
Who is this? Who is this?
Yeah,
In the NFL.
no,
Aaron
Explain
Rodgers is
this
at
to me
33
who
million.
doesn't know what's happening.
So Mike Trout, considered to be one of the top 3 best. That is loud.
I know. I'm trying to do it before you got talking, but
One of the probably top 3 or 4 best players in baseball right now. Plays for the Angels. He was up for contract along with Manny Machado earlier this year, who had I don't remember how many years. It was like a $220 million maybe, which was like a huge
Yeah.
breaks the it didn't break record. I don't think. I think that was I think that was Giancarlo Stanton's record last year. That he was second. But then Bryce Harper came out and he signed with the Phillies for a 13-year, $330 million deal.
These are baseball players. Did you say that?
I got you.
Which was insanely massive, and that was a huge, just record-breaking contract. And then Mike Trout, just a couple days ago, if not yesterday, I don't recall, he had a deal that for the Angels, it's a 12-year, so it's 1 year less than Bryce Harper's deal. But he had $100 million more. So he was a 12-year, $430 million deal.
That's an insane amount of money.
This is millions. This isn't like.
But the thing is,
for one player
with baseball, which is weird to me, I don't think any of them will win. I don't think that Mike, Manny, or Bryce, any of them will get a ring because you have luxury taxes, which kind of help mitigate some of the cost of a player's contract, but still, like, if you're a small market or not the Yankees or not the Cardinals or some massive market, it'd be really hard, and you tie your hands for a long time. 12 years, that's a long time.
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't do that in football, ever.
No,
you never do that.
That's
it was weird to do the John Gruden 10-year deal for $100 million, and that's just his brain that you're worrying about fatiguing. Not his,
his body.
And Mike Trout's already had a surgery, if not two. I think already one.
Keep in mind, it's baseball though, so there is wear and tear, but
not as much as football. Obviously,
you're
sitting for probably 70% of the time.
Their contract's the length of a running back's career if they're lucky.
It's like a 5-6 year window for a running back, unfortunately. Unless you're
absolutely.
great, but yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that real quick.
That's insane. That's a crazy amount.
Blows
of
my
money.
mind. Yeah, the biggest contract right now is Matt Ryan's.
I guess baseball was the way to go
in football, right? His is the biggest contract right now.
Russell Wilson for the next year is expected to be the highest paid quarterback.
Well, he's not a free agent until next year, though.
Yeah,
right?
not till next year. But
next year will be him, Phillip Rivers, Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Those are all quarterbacks that are up for.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Up for it. So
I think we got to be done. My computer sounds like it's about to blow up, and it's telling me we're out of space. So
cool.
Thank you guys for watching. We're gonna eat some cereal, and you guys got anything to say?
That's it.
That is it.
Thanks
Peace
for watching.
out.
Peace.
Thanks, guys.